Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good day, good night, depending on where you are in the world at this moment. Today, I want to talk about father daughter relationships and how a father daughter relationship, or the lack of having a father, can affect a young lady growing up. I did not have a relationship with my father growing up. I knew my father, but the relationship was not a healthy one. It was not a positive one. We did not live close to each other. I basically grew up and was raised with my mother. My father was living in another state. Knowing the person that my father was, because he is now passed on, knowing the person that my father was, I clearly understand now that he was not the type of man that could have taught me the things that I needed to know as a young girl growing up that would help me to become a healthy, emotionally healthy young lady, and a young lady that would make the right choices in the men or partners that I chose to be in a relationship with. And as I look back over my life growing up, from childhood until now, I realized that a lot of the mistakes that I made in the choices that I made as far as choosing a partner, I was making bad choices because of the fact that I did not have that guidance and understanding from my father about what a relationship is supposed to be, about my self-esteem, and I would look for what I needed from my father. I found myself looking outward for that in another man, in another relationship. And a lot of times when a young girl is growing up looking outward for that love and attention and that affirmation of acceptance and self-esteem that she should have gotten from her father, she goes seeking it in other men. And a lot of times there are men out here who are not emotionally healthy and have not been raised right by their own father, or even know their own father, to teach them how to properly love and appreciate a woman. And so I end up being with people who are users and abusers and take advantage of the fact that I did not have the upbringing from my father that I needed. And when you go looking for these things that you should have gotten from your father as a young girl, when you go seeking for that in another man that has not been taught how to treat a woman, it becomes a negative, toxic cycle. And you find yourself as a young lady going from relationship to relationship, seeking, desiring that same thing, and never being able to come to the point where you receive that love, that affection, whatever it is that you were supposed to attain from the relationship with your father. You now go from relationship to relationship trying to attain that in another man. It's an endless toxic cycle. So here I am today, and I've grown a lot. I've become wiser, and a lot of my self-esteem that I have now, and the knowledge that I have now about how to properly choose a partner, came from years of mistakes, came from years of me having to build up my self-esteem on my own, and coming to the understanding and accepting that my father could not, even knowing who my father was, he could not give me what I needed as a young lady, because he didn't know what he was doing as a young man when him and my mother conceived me. So I started watching a pastor called Pastor R.C. Blakes Jr., and I've been learning a lot from watching his videos. And some of his videos talk about the father-daughter talk, which is a book that he wrote. I have not read the book yet, but I've watched a lot of his videos and have come to the conclusion that I have experienced some things from the father-daughter talk that I should have gotten from my father, and that is why I made the poor choices that I made in the relationships that I had with men in my life. Now, the father-daughter talk, Pastor R.C. Blakes talks about how the father is supposed to talk to his daughter about how to properly date a young man, how to go about knowing if it's the right man for you, and he uncovers all of the tricks and all of the schemes that some men use in order to trap and use young ladies and misuse them. Some would say Pastor R.C. Blakes is giving away the game. Well, one day I was actually watching one of his videos, and I thought about my own daughter and her father and their relationship. And even though she knows her father and have a relationship with her father, I came to the conclusion that the way that her father attained me and how I conceived her was deceptive. And some men, I'm understanding why some men don't take the time to sit down and talk to their daughter about how to properly date a man and how to choose the right man, because they are afraid of revealing to their daughter the secrets of the negative things that they did in order to attain that daughter's mother. They don't want to reveal the secrets of what they did in order for that child to come into existence. It's like it would expose their secrets and their downfalls and the things that they did that was negative towards that child's mother. So what they do is they try to hide their daughter away from the world and put restrictions on her and refuse to let her date or be involved with a man. And the reason why a lot of men do this with their daughter is because they know what men are out here doing to young girls to deceive them, because they did the same thing to that young girl's mother in order to deceive her, in order for that child to come into existence. And so if they now take the time to explain to their daughter what's really going on in the world and how to protect themselves and know when they're being deceived by man, it will actually expose what they were doing to women. And a lot of men don't seem to grasp the understanding that what they do to other women, eventually when they have a daughter, the cycle continues, and the same thing can happen to their daughter, because another man is going to come along and do the same thing to their daughter that they did to someone else's daughter. So a lot of times men choose not to take the time to sit down and explain to their daughter what's really going on. And to me, that is the best way to protect her from toxic, negative relationships, is to tell her the truth. But to tell her the truth about what men are doing in society to trap women and to use them, it's to reveal their own insecurities, their own secrets of negative things that they did to women or are doing to women. And I just wanted to share this video because I think that this cycle just go on from time to time, because we as parents hide our secrets of what we do instead of being honest and upfront and truthful with our children, and giving them the proper tools that they need emotionally, mentally, to go out into the world and make conscious and godly decisions about their relationships and who they choose to spend their life with. And the damage that have occurred from generations of young ladies not growing without a father, or having a father that did not teach her, the low self-esteem, the lack of understanding of how to love and how to be loved in a healthy way is so lacking. I thank Pastor R.C. Blakes for his videos on the father-daughter talks. I thank him for his videos on soul ties and toxic relationships. I thank him for his videos on narcissistic behaviors of people in relationships. I thank him for his videos on queenology and teaching women how to be queen conscious, to be conscious and understand themselves as a queen and how to operate as a queen. And I take these videos and learn from them and apply it to my own life. As old as I am, I'm learning how to apply these concepts to my life finally. And I'm trying to teach my daughter these same concepts so that she don't continue the same cycle that I went through, and she can make better decisions. She can be confident and grow as a conscious queen, and know her worth, know who she is, know her worth, have the love of God within her, and know that she is the prize, and that she is perfectly and wonderfully made, and that she can make conscious and wise decisions with the partner that she choose to spend her life with, if she so choose to spend her life with a partner. I am so thankful that I have these videos now, and Pastor R.C. Blakes and people like Tony Gaskins, who is now revealing all of the negative secrets that men have kept hidden in locker rooms and barbershops and the bar. And, you know, these were things that they used to manipulate women and manipulate young girls. And this is how they structured their belief in how to have a healthy relationship, and it was all wrong. Like, some men learn from barbershops, they learn from bars, they learn from the sports locker room how to treat women and how to deal with women. And it is so toxic, so ungodly, so unhealthy. But this is what we are dealing with in our society, and we have to now stop the generational curse or the generational cycle of this toxicity, and teach our young ladies how to be in a healthy relationship and how to choose a healthy partner, and how to be conscious, how to have self-esteem and know your worth as a young lady, and not be fooled by the deceitfulness and the deception that some men are living by. And this is the way that they live because they weren't taught by their father how to properly love a woman. And so the cycle continues. I hope that this video helps someone. I hope that Pastor R.C. Blakes continue to feed us the Word of God and use the Word of God to show us how to live healthy lives and how to have healthy relationships with each other. I'm blessed that I'm learning a lot. I'm becoming wiser to these issues, and I hope that this really helps someone. Until next time, have a blessed day.